Hey guys, I decided to go live just a couple minutes early because Mikey is still not here and he promised me he would be on time. So we have about 2.5 minutes before either I get to make fun of him for being late when he promised me he would be on time because he has to end at 4 o'clock. Either I get to make fun of him in about 2 minutes or we get to celebrate the fact that he showed up on time. So either is really fine with me. And this will also, of course, just give people a chance to log on, to get in here. Man, YouTube's been messing with my lives lately. I'll tell you what. Or maybe you guys just aren't interested in them anymore. I have no idea. But I hope everyone is doing well. Now, this is going to be a Friday happy hour stream. So Friday happy hour is something that I actually want to start doing as a regular thing on Fridays. I'm not gonna be doing it the next couple of weeks because obviously like next Friday is Christmas, so I'm not gonna do happy hour on Christmas, and then the Friday after that is New Year's. So I won't do it then. Oh, Mikey just texted me that he's coming, so that probably means we've got about 15 more minutes. But in the new year, I do actually want to start doing Friday happy hours as a regular thing. I want to bring on guests where we crack open our cocktail or drink of choice. It doesn't need to be a cocktail. And just hang out and have cool, casual conversations. So Mikey will not be drinking today. I know that because he's going on a date of some sort and there's meeting of friends involved. So we're going to give him a chance to tell us about that. But I am drinking. I have been saving this one. This is Southern Tier Warlock. Adam made fun of me for what I was drinking last time, so I've got something much beefier this time. I have Southern Tier Warlock, which is an Imperial Pumpkin Stout. And if you think that this is a girly drink, look at that. 8.6%. This is a beefy beer right here. It's the last one I have. It's the last one in the state of New Hampshire, I think. And so I'm going to take a nice long sip of it, and maybe Mikey will show up before 3 p.m. Eastern time. What do you think? He's late. I knew he'd be late. I knew it. So I know it's early. I know it's only 3 p.m. on the East Coast, but if you have a cocktail in hand, I would love to know what it is. Go ahead and chat that in. If you don't, you can just hit that like button for me. And Mikey has just logged on. He is, you know what? Mikey, I'm even going to keep this as being on time because it wasn't yet 3:01. So thank you.
I had a little headphone emergency for a second, but then I found these horrible, hideous ones that are making my hair look like this. So
I thought you liked your red headphones.
I do, but I don't like that they're like in the way all the time.
Oh, well, I think your hair looks just fine. Well, thank you for being on time, Mikey. I was very impressed. I went live a couple minutes early, and I thought either like if you didn't show up on time, I was going to make fun of you, and if you did show up on time, we were going to celebrate. So we're going to celebrate that you made it on time. How are you?
Good. I miss you. How are you? I feel like I haven't seen you in so long.
I am, Mikey. I am so punchy. I'm so over everyone.
I know.
Everyone.
So start from the beginning. Tell me everything.
We are on day 8 of complaining about Jill Biden's doctorate.
Are people really that fixated on this? Because that's what I was telling you is that I think it's because I'm not on Twitter that I don't really see that sort of stuff as much. Mm-hmm. I'm sort of in a little bubble on Facebook with the people I like.
Oh, you're lucky because I logged on to Twitter today to post. So I'm creating this kind of like subversive group on Ravelry for crafters that don't buy into Ravelry is the knitting site that banned all Trump support, right? And so I'm creating
that one.
Yeah, I'm creating a little subversive group, and so I logged on to Twitter to try to like get people to join this group. I already have like over 70 people in it. I only launched it like this morning, like 4 or 5 hours ago, so I'm pretty pleased about that. But I logged on to Twitter to see this, and you know what the first thing I see is post-millennial tweeting about the goddamn doctorate. Freaking Daily Wire tweeting about the doctorate. Not the Bee tweeting about the doctorate. Tucker Carlson has done like 3 segments about the damn doctorate. We are on day 8 of this, Mikey, and I'm losing my mind. And it's like, it's not even about like, well, it is about the issue because I think the issue's stupid, but it's so stupid. It's more so for me about like, why are people getting focused on this? Like the right is turning into the left. And I think part of my punchiness is I'm just really disappointed with how people are acting and what they're doing. Like I left the left for a reason. I don't want to deal with this crap on the right.
Yeah, no, I feel like with me, I've sort of weeded out the right-wing social justice warriors spread out. Again, it's probably because I'm not on Twitter. But yeah, I definitely had a lot of people unfriending me and stuff during the election whenever I would, like with the first debate, I thought Trump did horribly. And I was saying that because I want him to win. So there were some people that were like, I'm unfollowing you. I can't. So I feel like there are people on every side that just want to have their own views parroted back at them.
Yeah, I totally agree. Oh, I know I'm going to lose hundreds of Twitter followers today because I sent out a tweet basically telling people to shut the F up, because anytime I've talked about it, people are like, oh, you're melting down. You're melting down. I'm like, no, this is just ridiculous. And I'll lose hundreds of followers from that one tweet, which is fine. It's
so
like
stupid.
I mean,
with all the important things we need to be focusing on right now.
This is what I'm saying. Like, and to me, one of the things that I find most offensive, and we don't have to just talk about politics, by the way. This is happy hour. This is supposed to be more casual. But like, I think the thing that I find most alarming is how much airtime this has been given, and they aren't covering. Like, they aren't going out of their way to explain the voter fraud issues, because there's so many. Why aren't you creating a series like making it really stupid proof to understand the different frauds that have occurred in different states? Why aren't you putting resources into that? Why aren't you putting resources? I just did a video today about crazy teacher training in Seattle public schools, because I think what's going on in the schools is like the most important thing. Why aren't you doing that? And the big thing is like, why aren't we talking about how the GOP is actively stabbing Trump supporters in the back? Why aren't we talking about that?
It's so funny because there were some people who were had said to me over the past couple of years, they're like, oh, why don't you like Mitch McConnell? So I'm glad I'm just being proven right.
Yeah, but that new senator from Alabama looks like he's going to stick it to Mitch McConnell, and I'm pretty pleased about that.
Someone has to.
I mean,
ain't nobody else sticking it to Mitch McConnell.
I don't even care if any of that goes anywhere. I just want people to actually do something and fight. I have, after how much work we put in all summer and fall with all of those rallies, I have zero patience anymore for people who aren't willing to stand up and do anything,
It's crazy. And I was actually just saying the same thing to Brandon the other day, that I feel like what happened with this election is really not being explained very well. I feel like I don't even understand the full extent of it. Exactly. I mean, that's what they should be focusing on. I feel the same way a lot in New York too. And I mean, I feel that way all the time, but it's crazy how I feel like we are all seeing up close and personal how toxic and harmful Democrat policies are with all these lockdowns, that this is such an opportunity to red pill the masses. And where are they capitalizing on it? Where are they doing anything? Nowhere. I mean, Republicans in New York should be leading the charge with all of these business owners who have their restaurants shut down, who can't make a living now. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't get it at all. The whole thing, I'm so sad about all of this. I'm so sad about what has happened since the election, and separately from the election too. It's like, I feel more politically homeless now than I did when I first started walking away,
I feel like, we've always known that there are basically two Republican parties, and Trump is in many ways the first modern independent president. So, no matter what, it was always going to be difficult to take on that old Republican Party that, of course, still exists. And there are people, the Mitt Romneys and the Mitch McConnells, because that's the thing, is when you see somebody like Mitch McConnell being so buddy with Joe Biden, it's because for so many years we just had one party, and this is sort of like the last death gasp of that one party trying to reclaim power.
Well, we'll see. Let's talk about something more fun. What can we talk about that's significantly more fun? What have you been up to?
Oh, this and that.
This and that? Like what?
Nothing. Oh shit. Ripping my headphones out of
them. I was gonna say, you're breaking things over there.
I always break things when I'm on your show.
You do. It's true.
I've sort of just been enjoying a little bit of a break, because we've been going nonstop for 5-6 months that I was so brain dead by the end of it. I was literally reading stuff off my hand. I was so out of it. So.
I don't know how.
Sort of been
Go ahead, sorry.
I've just been tuning out, honestly, for a little bit.
I don't know how Brandon's still going. I know.
He's a machine. I never know.
He's incredible. He's incredible.
Yeah.
I was posting about something Brandon related on, maybe Walkaway related, on Instagram the other day, and someone commented, they were like, you understand that your work is just lining Brandon's pockets. I was like,
All right.
Brandon basically doesn't have furniture in his apartment. I don't think.
It's funny. No, somebody was bitching at me with that yesterday, the day before, and then they start backtracking with this. It's just the same lies that they tell about him. And they started backtracking. And they were like, "Oh, well, I didn't think you would notice my comment." I'm like, "Oh, I will always notice when somebody is spreading lies about Brandon because nobody talks shit about my man."
Exactly. I feel exactly the same. I feel very defensive over Brandon. I really do. Like it's like we can say whatever we want to him and we can yell at him, but you cannot yell at him.
Yeah, it's sort of about like I can say my mom is a bitch, but you can't say my mom is a bitch.
like I certainly yelled at him, and I've talked about this, so like I think people know. Like I laid into him after what happened in Dallas. I mean, you know that. I think you fired me up, and then I laid into Brandon after you fired me up. But it's like, you know, anyone else tries to do that, I'll be like, nope, no, you are not in the family.
Yeah, no. I was the weird person with Dallas that was kind of, I mean, and I say this totally in hindsight that we all lived, but I'm kind of happy that like people get to see what these people are actually like, the truth of it. I wouldn't be saying that if we were dead now, but
no, I mean, I think it was like we're like what 4 months out from that, 3-4 months. That was this whole year. I don't even know when that was.
Crazy.
But I mean, like when we were closer to it, I probably would have been a little bit more uppity. But I think I kind of agree with you now that I was glad that people got to see what happened. But you know, per usual, no one actually reported on it.
No, always. That's so frustrating.
It's the craziest thing. So Mikey, you have a date tonight, I heard.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, anyway.
Fine. I guess you don't have a date. Guys, I lied. Mikey doesn't have a date. He's abandoning me in 50 minutes for no good reason. He's going to hang out with his mom.
That's basically what I've been doing this whole time. Okay, so you asked what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. My mom has been staying with me. So we've just been basically like watching a bunch of movies, and she rips them apart and talks shit about them, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah. What movies have you watched?
I made her watch a lot of scary movies. She likes to just put shit on that basically just the TV saying, "Hey, remember the 50s?" But so I try to drag her into this century.
Have you watched any good movies?
We watched this one. Have you ever seen this movie, The Loved Ones?
No.
It wasn't very good. I mean, a lot of people say it's good. No, but it was just, I didn't know that it was so gory, and I made her watch it, and she was flipping out. It was great. Right. I've made her watch Smash. What's that?
Is that the one you posted about the other day that had something to do with like nails getting put through people's feet?
Yeah, just and like drills in their skulls, and they're like half dead cannibals, and so yeah, I didn't know it was like that.
Loved Ones.
Yeah,
maybe I'll have to watch that one. Victor.
It was only okay. But I've made her start watching Smash. Have you watched Smash?
No.
Smash is so good. It is such an epic train wreck.
Isn't it like a musical or something?
Oh, it's amazing. There are like actresses getting poisoned and like it is such an amazing train wreck.
Joey, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. Shamika's here.
Here. So my love.
Here's what I want to do, Mikey.
Guys.
I think we should do it on your channel. I don't think we should do it on my channel, but I want to have a walkaway reunion that's kind of like one of those reunion episodes like on reality TV where
I love that.
And like we talk and like we bitch and complain and talk about what really happened behind the scenes.
I'm so down for that.
Yes.
Who would be the host?
I don't know. Who would be the host?
I don't know. My mom.
Yes, that would actually be a great suggestion for a host.
Yeah, I'm so down for that. I want to do like game night or something on my show because I feel like we all kind of need a break from this. It's funny. Somebody said the other day, somebody was like bitching at me about my political stuff or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, well, this is enjoyable for you, but like, you think this is fucking enjoyable?" It's crazy.
I mean, it is enjoyable. Like, there are some parts that are enjoyable. I think, like, I mean, I like discussing issues with people. I like debating issues. I like I like knowing what's going on, but it is so much freaking work.
Oh yeah, well that's the part of it I like is the work, but it's just the constant negativity is like what sort of wears on you. Are you still off Twitter, by the way?
I'm using Twitter kind of. I'm posting stuff on Twitter, like if I do a video or something like that. So I'll still post it just to try to like drive traffic towards the video. But I'm really not looking at stuff. I like I said, I made the mistake of
That's
looking
smart.
at stuff today, and I ended up like getting involved in the GD doctor debate again, and ended up blocking a bunch of people who are still obsessed with the doctor debate. And it made me so sad too, because there's one specific person that I flat out told her, I was like, if you keep hammering on this, I'm going to block you because I don't want this crap in my feed for 4 years. And she's like, well, fine, you do it. You're not going to tell me what to say. I was like, okay, block. And then she started complaining. I was like, I literally told you this is going to happen. And then I like promptly logged off Twitter again. I was like, I'm not even looking anymore. F this.
Yeah, I think people are just better off without Twitter. It's a miserable, miserable place.
It's really awful. And I like, I felt part of the reason I logged back onto Twitter today is I was feeling really good today. I was feeling really punchy. I'd launched my subversive craft group, and I was like, I'm feeling good after 4 days off of Twitter. Let me see what's going on. And I'm talking 30 minutes, Mikey, I was in a pissy mood again.
Of course you are. It's a horrible place.
It's awful. It's really, really bad.
It's weird that I not being on Twitter, like I feel like 95% of the nastiness is from Twitter. Like I'm a little bit shielded from some of it now, which is not that I want to be shielded from criticism, but just the people who are miserable. Yeah. Because there are people on Twitter, but I've never understood. I mean, these tragic people that it seems, at least for me, I'm sure you get it too, is it seems like they're just these accounts that are just dedicated to badgering you all day, every day. They do nothing else. Mm-hmm. And what I always found fascinating about them is that none of them follow me. So they must just search for me. They must just search for you every day to yell at you.
Oh, I'll even go one step farther. So the stupid impersonator account that I actually got a minor win with Twitter where they said, yeah, this account's violating the terms of service. Email us back in 2 days. And I emailed them back in 2 days, and they're like, oh, sorry, psych. The account's not violating the terms of service anymore. That account literally will go into a different browser because I've blocked it, and whoever is running it, like I feel like I've probably blocked the people who's running it, but they go into a different browser to just monitor my tweets, to go back into that account to make fun of me. I'm like, and they do this literally all day, every day. I'm like, get a goddamn life.
I know.
Honestly.
Yeah, you got to just kind of feel sorry for them. Like, that can't be a fun life.
Yeah. Well, and Helena J, I see you saying, why do y'all let Twitter do that? I don't even argue I block dumb stuff, but I guess what we're saying is like the blocking doesn't even matter because people get so obsessed that they get around the block and stalk you in other ways.
I would never even really block people. For me personally, I don't really like blocking people, so I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't do it enough that like I would only do it when they're just like at it every second of the day. Yeah. But for me, I'm a stickler for the last word. Like I'll know that I shouldn't respond to shit, but my mouth just moves on its own. I have no control. My thumbs too, so I just have no control over it.
Wait, Mikey. Nick says he'll host our walkaway reunion.
Oh my God, yes.
Nick, you have to be in the walkaway reunion, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nick, you have to dress up in like a sparkly coat, like that thing that Brandon wore to the women's town, or what was it? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the women's event.
The women's event, yeah.
Which, can we just talk about how freaking spectacular Shamika was? That's my favorite Shamika.
Yes, let's talk about it because Shamika's here, so we can embarrass her. No,
if you guys haven't seen it, go on YouTube and look up Shamika's speech from the Walkaway Women's Town. Trust me on this.
Yeah, I remember, Victor and I were sitting in the audience. I literally gasped when Shamika came out because I hadn't seen her braid yet.
I know, me neither.
So I wasn't expecting that, and she just looked so beautiful, and I was like, oh my God. I mean, she was amazing.
I hate when they put me on and I have to speak after Shamika. I'm like, I don't want to follow Shamika.
I don't know how Shamika does it. I really don't. Shamika, just so you guys know, so you have some context, Shamika always lies to us and says, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And then she
just off the top of my head
bangs out the most perfect original speech at every single
She has songs, she has music, she has choreography.
Basically, all she's missing is smoke coming out of the side.
Yeah. That's so true.
Lasers,
So what have you been up to on your break? Sorry.
Let's just bang out some super chats first. Jacob Hill says, thanks for your hard work, Karlyn and Mikey. I might be doing the Exchange 21 in Georgetown, DC. I feel like visiting the zoo. Good luck, Jacob. Good luck. Hi, Mikey. I saw you on the LGBTQ today. You were amazing. Happy Friday, guys. By the way, Karlyn working on a drawing. Oh, he's working on a drawing. So I have a P.O. box on drkarlyn.com, so you can send it there. And Mikey, I have to agree with Alexander that you are awesome in the LGBT.
Thank you.
You know that.
I was nervous, so it's funny. I thought I did really badly. Like,
no, you were great.
I feel like I could do better. Like, I really want to do another one. I'm dying to do another one.
Yeah, I think you're just gonna get better and better and better. Because it was like when, as the debate wore on, like you started coming into your own. I could definitely tell you were nervous in the beginning, but by the end you were like, boom, boom, boom.
Thanks. Yeah, there was some very simple word that I kept not being able to remember.
Yeah.
Like over and over again. So I forgot what it was. Hey, Maddie!
Maddie is here.
I love him so much.
Guys, been feeling depressed. Australia is on the verge of a second outbreak. Oh, well, can we talk?
I would say come here, but it sucks here. So I wouldn't want to do that to you, Maddie.
Oh, apparently Nick and Shamika are getting married next week.
Shamika's cheating on Paul?
I know. Shamika gets all the action, all the covert action on. We probably shouldn't talk.
Well, we know I don't.
You got some.
I did not.
You did a little bit.
I truly did not. Oh my god! Why are you talking about that? In one of our events, I feel like I had like an entire 24-hour relationship and breakup.
You really did. It was like really that dramatic. There was like Nick and I were in your room till 1 a.m.
Oh God, that's right.
All right.
Stupid.
No, you weren't stupid. You weren't stupid. What have I been up to since the break? I've just been like knitting and trying to get my stuff together, and I really like being angry at people and snapping at people. Not much of anything though, really. I just bought Victor's Christmas presents yesterday, so I was pretty thrilled with myself for making that progress.
I'm excited. I got Brandon's birthday present that I'm excited to give him.
Oh yeah,
it's awesome.
I want to get Brandon a birthday present now. I feel
well.
bad.
I don't know when the hell I'm going to give it to. Like, this is the longest none of us have seen each other in months and months and months.
Forever.
What? And it's been what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, but it feels like forever.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks.
Well, I don't know. I can't even tell what day it is right now. It's like it is shocking to me that it's like December 18th.
Yeah, I know it's Friday for reasons, but
oh my gosh.
But I usually don't, because for so long we didn't even know what the hell city we were waking up in.
Oh my god, like especially that last week where we were like Pittsburgh and then Atlanta and then
Nebraska.
Florida, and then, Nebraska. Oh my
god. Nebraska is the worst. Nebraska is so damn cold.
It's
we were
not
there.
That bad.
What was it, September?
It's horrible. It was October. We were in.
But it was like the beginning of October, wasn't it? And it was like 10 degrees and snowing.
I don't think it was the beginning. It was the end of whatever. Nebraska looked nice.
They did have the nicest people, though. I will say, like, we met so many cool people from those events we did there,
and we got to be in a venue that had a crypt, like a real.
Oh, that's right.
There were the throne, actually, also a throne.
What are they called? See, I can't remember words. No, but there's what's it called when it's underground and there are dead people?
A crypt.
That's not the crypt. There's another. The catacombs. That's it. Catacombs. That's what that means, right?
I think so. I mean, I think the catacombs are like more. They have more like pathways and mazes. Remember, there was that good found footage movie about the catacombs.
The Descent.
Yeah, I liked that movie. Maybe I'm gonna watch that movie later.
Have you seen this movie, Better Watch Out?
I don't think so.
You should watch it. It's sort of like adult Home Alone. It's a little Christmassy and murdery. It's really good.
We'll see. I see that movie that we saw in the movie theaters like already out on demand. Freaky.
Oh yeah. But that was one of those movies. Oh, you guys. So we we were in DC and we drove to Virginia, way the hell out of the way. Our friend was like, "Oh yeah, it's right here. It's not right here."
AJ was lying.
We actually went to a real live movie theater.
We did, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
it was so good. And now I'm depressed because like all the movies are basically just going to be streaming from now on. Like the movie theaters, like the whole movie theater industry is going to go bankrupt.
It was a big shock to me seeing that Wonder Woman was coming out for streaming. I'm like, wow, if they're gonna put that at, like, and then they followed with all the movies.
All of them. I mean, it's absolutely insane. It's like it's just so depressing to me what's going on. And then I saw a clip from somewhere that Biden said, "Oh yeah, all this should really be cleared up by Christmas next year." Christmas next
2 weeks to flatten the curve.
Next year, yeah.
I was walking home the other night, and they had an entire 3-4 blocks shut down because they were filming a movie on Park Avenue. Giant set, big cast, big crew. I would love to know. And then they confirmed recently that the Oscars will be happening and will not be virtual. So I would love to know why they can continue filming movies, but you can't go to dinner. You can't have Thanksgiving. You can't have, 5 people over your house.
Yeah, I mean, there's no.
None of this makes any sense.
Well, and I don't know, like at what point are people going to start standing up and fighting back? And this is why I have lost patience with everyone on the right, because we're so focused on complaining, but no one is standing up and fighting back.
Yeah. And I'll say, all of these friggin' organizations on the right that are basically just friggin' slush funds, and what have they been doing all this time?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at every big group on the right that's existed for years, where are they? Where have they been the last 6 months?
Mm-hmm. Nowhere. Nowhere.
Raking in the cash.
How many events did Blexit hold?
Yeah. How many events did Turning Point hold? By the way, okay, I just got to say, not to be derogatory to anyone or whatever. However, from oh yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you. You don't care. I have gathered from Instagram and seeing certain people that follow me, the scariest 3 words in the English language, which are basically like my sleep paralysis demon, are Turning Point ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen these people?
No, tell me about them.
It's like, they're like the types of people who they're the modern equivalent of the people who spritz perfume on you at the mall.
I can't even. Hang on, I want to continue on this topic. I just want to get some super chats in. And guys, thank you for being so generous with the super chats. Camila says, thanks for the hard work. Both of you give me hope.
Oh, thank you.
Oh God. My whole thing just jumped. Oh no.
What jumped?
So the chat on my StreamYard. I want to display people's super chats. Okay, I'm back. Cyrus says, what do you think the worst would happen over a Dem Senate and presidency? Trump said Great Depression. Yeah, I think it's going to be worse than that. I think
so much worse than that.
Courts are going to get packed. But you know what? I mean, to be honest with you, Mikey, I don't even the way that the right is behaving. I've kind of stopped caring. I really have. I feel like I have blackpilled this week. I really feel like I have. And I'm going to continue to stand up for what I believe in. But if the Republicans lose the Senate, this is a problem of their own making. And I feel like I was screaming, trying to tell them to stop. I mean, I think a lot of us were screaming, telling them to stop, and they didn't. And so if they lose the Senate at this point, I'm like, meh.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just so worse than that. I really feel like we are on the march towards communism right now. I mean, I was thinking the other day about how when I first became red-pilled, the big issues were political correctness and comedians being allowed to speak in colleges. And now, in a couple of years, it's gone from that to the government telling you when you can leave your house and who you can speak to and who you can have over your home and if you can operate a business. And the thing is, a lot of us saw the direct line from one of those to the next, but it's just the authoritarianism is expanding so quickly, and it seems like there is so little pushback. Like you said, will people stand up and fight? Hell, I don't even expect that much. I'm like, will they at least maybe start asking some questions? Mm-hmm. Because none of these rules with these lockdowns make any sense. They are so contradictory. There are so many things. I mean, a couple weeks ago, I made an entire list that was pages long of all of the questions I have of things that don't add up and don't make any sense, that there's no explanation for, and people just don't want to hear it. No. It's like they're perfectly fine with this living inside forever. I was just thinking about how we've had decades and decades of art that has been made, movies and books and poems, instructing us on the danger of choosing isolation and the illusion of safety over freedom. And it's like we've just forgotten our entire breadth of knowledge of the past century because the
yeah.
people on TV said so.
I mean, I remember after 9/11, like, which I don't. How old were you on 9/11?
12?
Okay. So I don't know. I don't know how much you remember this, but I was in college when 9/11 happened, and yeah, I'm like way older than you. Whatever.
I was in 7th grade.
But you know, when I was in college, like everyone was so concerned about like on the left was so concerned about how our liberties were being taken away with what happened after 9/11, and everyone kept saying, you know, those who would give up a little liberty to for some temporary safety deserve neither liberty or safety. This was coming from the left. This was at every protest I was at on Boston Common about what was going on and the wars that W was pushing in the Middle East, and they've all just forgotten.
Yep,
they've all forgotten. No one cares.
Nope. No, this whole thing is exactly like 9/11 because it's like, you know, if you question the lockups and all of this, it's, oh, you're a COVID denier. It's like, no, COVID is a disease that exists. It is also a disease that if I got, I would have a 99.98% chance of surviving.
Right.
But it's the same thing as 9/11 because did 9/11 happen? Yeah.
Yes.
However, it was also used to take our rights away and usher in all of this bullshit. And that's exactly what's happening now. And the thing is, all of the power that the government grabbed during 9/11, we're still 20 years later trying to get them to relinquish that power. It doesn't happen. So if people think that this is ever going to go away and there's ever going to be a time where you don't have to wear a mask and cover your face, God, I mean, did you remember a couple of years ago when people were saying, ooh, they're going to bring Sharia law to America? They didn't need to. We've done it to ourselves.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And people are fine with it.
And people are fine with it.
And I am so sick of these people, these leftists bitching about, oh, these horrible people who don't wear masks, and that's why COVID is spreading. I would say anyone watching this, go outside right now. Count how many people you see not wearing masks. It's literally just me. I am always the only one not doing it.
Well, and I mean, I feel like, you know, I mean, the other thing too is we were literally traveling all summer and all fall in airports all over the place, at rallies all over the place, not wearing a mask. I didn't get sick. Did you get sick?
Nope. No. I've been tested 12 times.
No. People
so maybe what we're doing, and, you know, I was saying that to somebody the other day, and they're like, oh, well, you're just lucky. I'm like, well, personally, I don't really believe in luck. So maybe we're doing something right.
Yeah.
Because it seems that all the people, don't quote me on this because I need to actually find it, but somebody was just telling me today that the CDC came out with something saying that a lot of the people getting COVID are the ones who were mask obsessed and isolating all the time. It's not people like us.
Well, I'll tell you what, too. There's research, and I'll have to go back and find this research, but Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about it in his books and also in his workshops, and I've taken many of them. There's research to say that if you are afraid of getting sick, you are significantly more likely to get sick. Significantly. And they've actually done studies where they take like twins, and they'll have identical twins, so exactly the same DNA, right? And there was this one where they took these identical twins. These twins were working in exactly the same job. Both of them were smokers. One of them got lung cancer. One of them didn't. Why? They were both doing exactly the same thing. Well, the one that got lung cancer was the one that was afraid of it.
Not just afraid, but I truly believe people make themselves sick. Because have you ever, I mean, not always, obviously, sometimes though, but have you ever encountered these people who are like, I don't know if hypochondriac is the right word. It's almost like a Munchausen's kind of thing, that they always claim they're sick. It's for attention or some victim shit. But I've known a couple people, this girl in particular, who was always feigning some illness. She literally lied about her boyfriend beating her up, just always needed to be the victim. I'm sick. I have this disease. I have that disease. She ended up actually ultimately getting sick and getting lupus. And I always wonder, it's like, oh, you were sick, you're sick, and you never were. Now you're actually sick. So I've known a couple people that's been the case with. I really think mentality plays a big role in it.
I mean, and Shamika and I have talked about this with you a lot, is like, and Shamika, like, you know, talks about law of attraction all the time, which is if you see yourself as a person that's going to get sick, you're opening yourself up to getting sick. If you say, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. Like, the worst thing, Joshua always yells at me. Like, he's like, don't be like those people on Facebook who post that they think they're coming down with a cold, because then you're definitely going to come down with a cold, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you see yourself that happening, it's going to happen. But the other thing too is, there's this dude that basically made his career studying stress, like emotional stress. His name's Hans Siley. And he basically, this was like back in the 50s. This is in like 50s medical journals, was talking about how emotional stress, when it's experienced over an extended period of time, will actually cause physical illness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in ways that you cannot predict what physical illness you're going to get. Is it going to be a headache? Is it going to be a heart attack? They don't know. But they do know that emotional stress, when it's not managed and it's not regulated, and you don't do something like meditate or, get away from the stressor or whatever it is, you will eventually get sick. It's called General Adaptation Syndrome, or GAS, which is an unfortunate name.
No, it's weird. Now that I think of it, when I was a kid, I would get sick a lot because my mom was kind of a hypochondriac. Oh, he has a fever, take him to the hospital. And I'm the total opposite. As an adult, I never get sick because I do think your frame of mind plays into it. That, like, the moment I feel the sniffles coming on, I'm like, okay, this isn't happening. Pop some vitamin C, I'll be fine.
Exactly. Do you take your emergency immediately?
Yeah. Oh, I carry that shit around in my suitcase.
All right, let's do some super chats. Maddie says, I'm loath to agree with Tim Pool, but he said soon we are going to have 4 parties: establishment Dems, establishment right, progressive left, MAGA right. I mean, I don't think MAGA is always on the right, though, to be honest. I feel like I think one of the things that, it's like, right. Well, if you have to
right.
pop right. I mean, it's like, I see MAGA as like, it's a populist movement, and I think you can be populist on the left, you can be populist on the right, but I agree that that's what's going to end up happening. Maybe not right away, though.
I think it'll be more like they're going to try to bring us back to the past of one party and the people on the outside. Because the thing is, it will be the MAGA people who will break with the Republican Party. We've seen proof that the people on the left, the supposed anti-establishment people, will just do whatever Democrats and the people in the TV tell them to. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to play out. I mean, it just feels so hopeless, to be honest. I don't like to say that because I don't want to like demotivate people, but like, we all knew what they were going to do with this election. We all knew it. They were blatantly telling us when they were all saying for weeks and weeks, oh, we're not going to know the results. But but even knowing it, I think, at least for me, and I think for many of us, we never dreamed that they would be able to just take an election out in the open. It's literally on video of them pulling ballots out from under the table in suitcases, running them through the machine multiple times. When we went to that Trump rally in Georgia, they played a video, and we'd seen part of it with the suitcases, but we didn't see the part where she is on video putting ballots through the machine multiple times. And we gasped.
Yeah.
And nothing. No consequences.
Nothing. And I made a video about this yesterday. The Supreme Court is not helping matters. Like, what the Supreme Court has done with this Texas decision, if they don't figure out some way to retool this case for the Supreme Court in a way that gets them to take it, what has happened? And I think they are actually working on that, but what has happened is that the Supreme Court is very literally saying there are no consequences to cheating. There are no consequences. And so what incentive now do the Republicans have not to cheat? They have no disincentive.
Well, and that's the thing for me, too, is for me, obviously, I want Trump to win, but it's not about Trump winning. I would have so much rather have had this be a Biden landslide. I would have so much preferred that, because with this, it's real. Maybe it was naive, but I always truly felt like that I believed in voting and all of that. And it's like, now it feels like, what's the point? Now it just feels like there's no point to anything. There's no hope of changing things or affecting anything. If we have no clue if we have honest elections in this country. So that's not what it's about for me. It's not about them just overturning the election and giving it to Trump. That's not even my biggest concern right now. My biggest concern is going forward, Americans, tens of millions of Americans, being able to know that we have elections in the United States of America. Because we don't know that right now.
So you're blackpilling too.
No, I'm not. Here's the thing: is if there was no fraud and all of that, great. Prove us wrong. I mean, if I were a Democrat right now and I knew there was no cheating or whatever, I would say, great. Investigate, do the audits, look at the signatures, open the books, and then we can rub our great victory in your face.
Yes, I completely agree.
Prove us wrong.
Exactly.
They don't do that.
And what they'll say is, "Oh, we already have proven you wrong. You don't have any evidence." It's like, okay,
there's a mountain of evidence.
It's a mountain of evidence. It's ridiculous. The bootleg knitter. I like that name. Well, let's see. Maybe people have got some good news in these super chats. Where I am at the local pub is open and local law enforcement supports them. We dine out. There are no masks. That's what Harry's was like in DC when we were there for the Walkaway rally, and it was awesome. It was the best. And then it started to suck again when we were there for the MAGA march. I was so sad about that.
I know. Well, that's another thing is like, I said this a lot when our stuff with Dallas happened, but people don't realize the fact that like we're heading to a place where we have no laws anymore because Antifa is allowed to just do whatever the hell they want. I mean, I got stopped at the airport by this woman who is in tears telling me how her brother was assaulted by them right in front of cops. Cops did nothing. He's in the hospital. That little kids were being pushed in, and the cops made them walk through where Antifa was. Not only didn't protect them, but forced them to go through that, stood there, watched, did nothing. So that's what I've been saying is, a lot of these leftists and Democrats like to just say, oh, you think they're going to bring in communism, whatever. The thing is, they don't need to change a single law to bring us to a state of communism because it isn't typically communism in the way that we usually think about it. But if laws aren't being enforced or they're only enforced against certain types of people and you can lose your entire life for not being a member of one party and the government is telling you when you can leave your house and who you can speak to and who you can have over your home and when you can operate a business, do they need to change the laws at that point?
No. And I'll tell you what, I'm not that worried about communism at this point, but it's just like, like you said, like everything just feels hopeless. I'm like, I don't trust people on either side to actually stand up and fight in a principled way for everything. Well, a lot of us were talking about running for office over like leading up to the election, and I was seriously thinking about it. I'll tell you what, that is absolutely off the table for me right now because I'm not joining the Republican Party, not with the way they're behaving. They're exactly like the Democrats, exactly like them.
I'll say it's not off the table for me.
That's fine. Well, I would cheer you on, Mikey. No go for me.
But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it local. It'll be in New York. I'm not gonna like run for friggin' Senate or something.
Well, if you still live in New York, we'll see.
True, but no, because the thing is, the people they run here, like, there's no way I could do a worse job than they're doing. They do nothing.
Our governor. Oh my God! You know what I found out about our governor the other day? I had no idea. My governor, who is a Republican, apparently negotiated with China at the beginning of all this mess in order to get like millions of PPE sent to New Hampshire. My governors were like colluding with China.
That's what I'm saying. One party.
Great. Like nothing could go wrong with this plan, Chris Sununu. Snafu says California just issued for the Bay Area a stay-at-home order for the spike in COVID case increase. They are big on mask uses. This tells me how well masks are helping with the cases. And California's had some of the strictest lockdowns this entire time. And this is a very definition of insanity.
The next time somebody gives you shit about masks, ask them what their scientific basis is for it, because they don't know it. It's over the science. It's always vague. So when we're done with this, I'll post it on my Facebook, but I've been compiling studies, research, data that has been compiled on masks being ineffective at best and harmful at worst. Data that has been compiled over the course of decades with other similar diseases and also COVID-specific ones recently. I mean, there is so much data to show that masks do nothing and can even be harmful, but we just have to do it. This is just all about compliance.
Yeah. My big thing on masks is I just don't think it should be forced on anyone. I think people should be able to make a choice and behave like adults. That's what
you actually said the best thing about masks when this first started, when mask hysteria first started. I felt like, why do I have such a deeply instinctually horrified negative reaction to this? And I didn't know what it was. And I asked you, and you said it's because we know bullshit when we see it. And that's exactly it. We know bullshit when we see it.
World-class bullshit detectors right here. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Grady has a super chat again.
Hey, Grady. Love you.
Super chats. I think once all exposed, Justice Roberts exposed today, many EOs put in place by Trump will lead to I don't know what that means, to take over stop, reference Graham Kavanaugh, law of armed conflict on YouTube. Excuse me. Mikey, one of the things I'm really worried about is this DNI report that's so the executive order that Trump signed in 2018 basically said that 45 days, like, first off, he declared a national emergency over like interference in our elections, which of course was never reported anywhere. But then
that was in 2018.
This is in 2018. And he basically, this executive order says that 45 days after the election, the DNI has to produce a report basically saying if there was foreign interference in our election. And I believe, and please someone in the chat correct me if I'm wrong, I believe if they found foreign interference in the election, then Trump can basically invoke martial law and like seize like all the equipment and stuff. And that worries me on several levels.
Yeah.
Because, well, today is 45 days after the election.
Oh, geez.
And we already know that because the DNI announced this the other day, that the report is going to be delayed because the intelligence agencies are still figuring a couple things out. But it's already been started to be leaked that the report will say that there was foreign interference from China, Iran, and one other country, probably Russia, that I'm forgetting, but definitely China and definitely Iran. And so I'm actually worried about what happens with this because I don't know that Trump seizing military power is necessarily the best answer to this particular problem.
No, I don't want that. What I want is for us to know that our elections are valid.
Yeah.
It's crazy that seems like so much to ask nowadays. And most people seem to not care.
No, people don't care. People don't care. I said to someone on my Facebook the other day, he's like one of these covert Biden people that was like trying to rub it in my face. And I was like, I don't know why you're so happy about this because you're a white man. You are at the bottom of the totem pole on this. The lockdowns are going to continue under Biden, which means you're going to make less money. This guy happens to work in the fitness industry, by the way. So his industry is not ill-affected.
That's what I don't get is like in New York, Broadway is done. I just read an article saying that it might not come back until 2025.
That's insane.
Broadway does not exist anymore. And yet all of these Broadway actors and theater people they all support it. They all vote Democrat. It's like Stockholm syndrome that these people who their entire lives and careers and industries have just been wiped out, continue voting for the people who did it and never stop to ask a question.
Oh, and in addition to that, just because like I really pay attention to what's going on in the schools, like guess what, white people, your schools are teaching your kids to hate you. Yeah. P.S. And Biden's going to condone it. Yeah. Trump was trying to fight it. Biden's going to condone it. It's like,
by the way, I was going to say too, Grady's brain is just like way too big for my comprehension. Like he's just too damn smart.
Oh my gosh. Well, we actually, speaking of Grady, we have another. U.S. mil equals U.S. military. It's probably because it looked like two capital L's. I was like, what is that?
Oh yeah, I thought it was MII.
Trump's EO and military use to bring the corruption to end because we've been too deeply infiltrated. YouTube needs to give us more typing room. I agree with you on that. But again, like I mean, one of the saddest things about this whole affair to me is that no matter what happens, we've got four years of half the country thinking this election was illegitimate. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Either way, doesn't matter.
Any other good news?
I know. We have 15 minutes left, Mike. Let's talk about something else because you have to get ready for your not a date.
Karlyn. Well, they just shut down restaurants and everything here, but there's some, which is so ridiculous, by the way. I mean, it's nice, but it's ridiculous that they just turn, so they close down indoor dining, so that now they just make outside inside. So you can't be indoors, but you can be in a plastic pod.
Why would you want to eat outside right now? Like,
well, I rented. There's this nice place that has like little glass houses that are heated. So I rented us a glass house.
You can literally have dinner outside in an igloo, but you can't eat inside in a proper dining.
In a little glass house.
I hate everyone. The IEO says EO did not say report. It said consultation and assessment. Also, hi, Mikey. Well, you guys talking about a report, so We'll see.
I've been a little bit removed from or I was so burnt out after our tour that I've just been kind of taking a little bit of a break. I need to catch up.
I think that's the smart thing to do. I wish I could stop, but now it's becoming a.
You should. I've been telling you should.
Well, I'm not reading as much as I normally do, and like honestly, not being on Twitter has like as much as I still hate Twitter, like and you know, especially today, and I blocked a bunch of people today, but like I still feel like significantly better being off Twitter because I was really. I mean, we talked the other day. I was about ready to be like, F all this. I'm gonna go back to doing training. I do not care enough to freaking kill myself over this.
No, look,
I actually do. And that's the problem. It's like I don't know why I can't turn up my brain off to caring about these things.
No, I can't either. Like, you know, none of us chose this. Like, and the thing is, I'll just so you guys know, like, there's literally not one of us who has not considered quitting at some point.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it gets mind-boggling, and especially I think, you know, seeing like the epic amount of grifting that's taking place.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I know who you're talking about.
I'm talking about several people, but
there's one that we really don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say who. Don't say who.
We all know who it is. Anyone who's been watching me knows who it is. Whatever.
Oh, really?
I think so. I don't know. I'm
feel
not.
Like it's not who they think.
I have a big. Well, maybe not. I have a big mouth.
They're gonna think you mean Tim Pool.
Oh no! Oh, I actually don't mean Tim Pool in this case. I actually don't. People think like okay, here's the topic we can talk about. Like people think that like I hate Tim Pool because I called him out about the Vosh stuff. I don't hate Tim Pool. I think Tim Pool. I really don't. No, I really don't hate him. I think like I dude. I mean, like you have to be. I actually had this conversation with my locals people just yesterday on a chat. I was like, you have to be impressed with what he's done. What he has built is unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
it's unbelievable. I'll never wish like a lack of success on people just because I happen not to like them that much or I don't agree with them. Like what he's done is phenomenal. He's a really smart person. I just happen to disagree with him. I do on many issues, but on some specifically in particular. That's all.
Yeah, they're
on YouTube are like worse than a knitting circle. I swear. God.
Yeah, there's some people though who are like legit awful.
Oh,
but yeah. I feel like for me at least, I just don't want to like get into stuff with those types. I don't want to like get into some big thing in the middle of while we're going through all this election shit.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that. Sam, I just want to say I see you in the chat, and I know I owe you an email. Nate.
Hey, Nate, I love him.
Nate says, wear your mask where required. Get COVID anyway. Wasn't fun, like a bad flu. Lasted over a week and fully recovered. Well, we're glad that you recovered, Nate. Maddie says, did you see Hunter Avalone on Tim Pool? Tim kind of made mincemeat out of him. Mikey, that's your favorite person.
I hate Hunter Avalone. You don't hate Tim Pool. I hate Hunter. I'm not saying personally. I don't know him. I just... Yeah. Oh, you know him, please. I do. Dear Jesus, please, I want Hunter Avalone I want to debate Hunter Avalone more than I want to debate any human being on this earth.
I bet he would. I bet he would. Do you want to?
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Set it up if you know it. Oh, yeah, Maddie told me that, but I haven't had a chance to see it yet, so I'm dying to watch that.
I think did his wife reach out to you?
No, why would his wife reach out to me?
Check your Instagram messages.
Why would his wife reach out to me?
Because she reached out to me looking for someone to debate on the election fraud stuff, and I said I don't really know it as well as some people, but maybe
I don't either. No, I don't know what it is. I just wanted a general thing.
I will say, like I have a soft spot. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say that goes back to the failure of our party. That like if we feel like we aren't totally fully versed in it, how the hell could the average person be knowledgeable about it?
Right, and that's exactly it. Like that's why we need to stop complaining about Jill Biden's doctorate and actually start creating educational content to explain this stuff to people. Daily Wire and Post Millennial.
God, that's such a stupid issue.
Shamika says Karlyn hates everyone. It should be a show.
It's so true.
I hate everyone in their own way, but no, I have a very soft spot for Hunter. I do. I think he's young. I mean, I think like people. He's 24 years old, Mikey. He's 24. You know, however many you have a good however many years on him. I'm not going to say specifically, but several. Let's just say you have several years on him.
How dare you? First of all, second of all, I can't stand when people use their age as a thing. You know, there are people who, you know, he's a father at his age. We own businesses at 24. We graduate school at 24. Like, get off it. Not you, him.
Oh, I know. But I do think, you know, I think the conversations I've had with him, I think they've been in good faith. And I mean, I certainly don't agree with everything he says, but I think he's acted in good faith, and I'll give him credit for that, because a lot of people doing this stuff do not act in good faith. So I'll take what I can get. I will.
I totally disagree. I think the majority of what he says he knows is not true, because he is somebody who does know better. When, like, for example, when you know the corruption that is in, like, when you know the corruption that is in these institutes, when you know what an organization like Media Matters is about and who they're funded by and what their MO is, you don't then use Media Matters as a source to prove a point, you know? Like, that's just like a general thing, is that I think he says things that he should know better.
Yes, but Mikey, when we're 24, the logic function of our brain might not even fully be developed yet.
I mean, I was a liberal at 24, but
exactly. All right, we got a couple more super chats. I just want to get them in. And guys, I might stick around a little bit. I know Mikey has to go pretty soon. But I might stick around if you guys want me to. Karlyn says, how to survive abusive family over the holidays, not silencing myself and just taking it, but I also don't want physical violence. Leaving is not financially feasible. I'm over age, so no mandatory reporting. So I mean, if I had, Karlyn, this is a big problem. I would say, you know, I do your best to get out of there. You might actually have more options than you think you do, to be honest. Like there are almost always options when we start looking for them.
You can come stay with me. Message me.
It might not be good to invite random strangers on the internet to stay with you, Mike.
Yeah, we're family. No, I'm really sorry though. That sounds terrible.
It does.
Message me or something. Like, I wish I could give better advice in the moment, but yeah, get the hell out if that's the case. Like, there's always a way.
There's always a way. Cyrus says, strange to think the left hate Trump more than the right hated Obama. Self-hate, aka shame, is real. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would say that they hate him more than the right hated Obama. I feel like it's kind of
I think they hate him more than anyone has ever hated anything.
So
I agree with you though that I think a lot of the right sounded delusional under Obama. I couldn't stand those Republicans who just from day one wanted him to fail and were like, wouldn't do it. Like, I think there's something maybe about being in the minority that makes a party insane, because I thought the Republicans were disgusting under Obama, and Democrats took that into an art form under Trump.
I mean, they certainly did. And now, I mean, the reason we're seeing this stupid doctor issue for 8 consecutive days is the fact that they're like, oh, well, the left treated Melania horribly, which, yes, the left did treat Melania horribly. So why are you doing the same thing? You're not any better than them if you're literally doing something because they did it first.
We just start caring about things that matter.
Exactly. Clarita says, I live in NYC and so many sheeple. Old guy on the subway giving me crap for sipping my coffee and pointing to my mask. Blah. F those guys.
Yeah, that's why I get mad that, like, I only wear masks when I'm absolutely forced to, like on a plane or something, when we have an event. Like, I just don't want to deal with it. And they still bother you. You know, if my mask is here, whether you're sleeping, they come and shake you. Your mask needs to be above your nose. Yeah, it's horrible. So I've started getting masks that can at least express how I feel for the
I know.
time.
I like
I have one
mask.
that says this is bullshit. I have one that says I'm wearing this against my will.
Where do you get those masks, Mikey?
One of them some of them I got on Amazon, and then some of them there's this great clothing line called American AF. I think it's AAFnation.com.
I got a free Kyle shirt from them.
Oh yeah, I love them. I got a Pocahontas shirt. I got one that says I would rather have Biden 19, or I would rather have COVID-19 than Biden 20.
Man. Well, we got a couple more minutes, and then you need to head out for your eventful night, in which you're not doing anything exciting. So, Mikey.
What? Shut up.
You just giggled like a.
I did not.
You did.
I did not.
You did. It's okay. It's okay to be in love, Mikey.
Oh my God.
Mikey is hating me right now. This is why you guys tune in right here. See, this is what happens, Mikey. I've had half of an 8% beer during happy hour.
I can't even drink because I'm going out. I don't want to show up drunk.
If you were drinking a cocktail, what would you be drinking?
They have really good cocktails at this place I'm going tonight. So I love Krabbies. You guys got to try Krabbies. It's like ginger beer. It's the best thing ever. Wow. That's like all I drink when I'm at home.
You know what that made me think of?
All the time.
That place that we went to after the Trump rally in Georgia that was like the best crab shack ever. I know that's not related.
So good. This little place on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. It was great.
It was so good.
And the waiters were flirting with me. Or the one was.
He was definitely. And Nick was like, he's just being cordial. No.
Nick is like a party pooper.
Nick is a party pooper. This is why, Nick, I don't know if you can be the moderator for our walkaway reunion. You have to be fun and entertaining and saucy to be a moderator.
Oh, he's saucy.
Grady's has one more super chat. I think yearn for a world where left versus right is no longer a thing and we can be Americans once again. We just have to get rid of the corruption. I completely agree with you. I think everything is absurd.
And the one-sidedness.
Oh my God. It's just like, it's amazing. Daniel says, you two rock, met you in West Hollywood for the walkaway rally. That was like the best one. That was
so good. Oh, I love that one.
That was so much fun. I was so mad that we didn't get to go to any of the other Trump rallies in Beverly Hills.
I know. And apparently, we went the night before it. We went to one of the best restaurants I've ever been to in my entire life. What was it called?
Mr. Chow.
Oh, it was so good.
It was so good. It was amazing. And what else was I gonna say? I was talking to a member of my locals that lives near there, and she was telling me that they've now blockaded that entire area that we had our rally.
Oh, that's right. I heard
that. They can't have any more rallies, which is welcome to 2020.
But they can have the Oscars.
Exactly. All right, Mikey, if people want to get in touch with you, where can they find you?
Instagram is sort of open when it's at Sleepy Harlow, like Sleepy Hollow, but Harlow. Or I have Facebook, that's Mike Harlow. I have a YouTube channel. I am relaunching my YouTube channel this next week. I've been out of it with it. Karlyn is always trying to light a fire under my ass with it. But I'm relaunching this next week. So Facebook, Mike Harlow. I have a page on there that's like Mike Harlow that I haven't done, that I need to do stuff with too. I will also be launching my locals next week. I was so brain dead for a little bit after our tour that I'm just sort of coming out of it now, because we've only been home for what, like I think not even 2 weeks. So I was just sort of kind of taking a break. So, but now I'm going to be getting back into the swing of things.
Well, I'm glad you're launching your YouTube, because Linda here says we need more Mikey
on YouTube. Thank you.
I agree. I have been harassing Mikey.
He has been.
Endlessly. So Mikey's YouTube channel is actually linked in the description below. And definitely looking forward to having Mikey on locals too, because it is the only social media that does not make me want to pull what remains of my hair out. So looking forward to that. All right, Mikey, I'll let you go. But thank you for hanging out for happy hour. And
I love you. It's so great to see you.
I love you too. Cheers. Have a good rest of your night. And guys, I'll stick around a little bit more. But Mikey, we can let him go for right now.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Good to see you. I miss you.
All right, Mikey.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
How do you turn this thing off?
I just boot you out if you want. There we go. There he goes. He figured it out. You only have to hit the X. It's not that hard. All right, guys. I mean, I thought I would just hang out for a little while longer. I'll take any questions you have in the chat. Just for giggles. Why not? So I've actually, I see Star Song has asked us, and I'm sorry I didn't get this in while Mikey was here. Would you guys vote for Tulsi Gabbard for president? Probably. I probably would. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot that I like about Tulsi. I really like Scorched Earth Tulsi that I've seen in the last couple weeks. So I would probably vote for her, but it really depends on who she's running against. If she's running against Trump, I'm going to vote for Trump, to be honest. But like, I don't know. Shamika says, Dr. Naked here. I love you guys. I enjoy you guys. Love you. We love you too, Shamika. Guys, go subscribe to Shamika as well, because she is the walkaway goddess. Aviator, didn't spell my name right, but I'll answer it anyway. What state are you from? Karlyn. Just curious. I'm originally... Oh, you corrected it. All right. Champion corrected it. I'm originally from Vermont. I'm originally from a small town in Vermont. And then I moved to New Hampshire about almost 10 years ago. So stayed in New England, although I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay in New England. We'll see. Grady says, I did send you a link to a video for you to check out earlier. May help explain my super chats from earlier. Okay, Grady, I'll keep an eye out for that. So listen, guys, I do want to just stick around a little bit more because I have a super fun project that I'm going to be launching, and I just want to let you guys know about it. So I don't know how many of you watch me on Thursdays on Adamcast, but Adam Krigler, Adamcast IRL, he's awesome. I definitely recommend everyone go subscribe to him. I'm on his show on Thursdays, but he has been harassing me to knit him a sweater. And I'll pull up the sweater. I should have had this ready, but I wasn't sure I was going to do this. So I'll pull up the sweater real quick so you can see exactly what I'm going to knit him. And I'm going to do this as a fun, interactive project. The reason I'm telling you guys about this, just to, you don't have to be a knitter to appreciate this. This is going to be a fun, interactive project. Hang on, application window. This is me wearing the sweater or a similar, the design of the sweater that I'm going to knit Adam. That's the front. That's the back. Now, mine has different colors than he's going to use, but essentially, I'm going to be knitting the same color, the same sweater for Adam because he saw this and was like, "That's a Technicolor Dreamcoat," and I was like, "Yes, it is." And he wanted me to knit him one. So, what I'm going to be doing actually is a fun little project to distract us from all the insanity, and I'm actually going to be crowdsourcing this knitting project. So, what I'm going to do is I have a color palette picked out. You can see based on this picture, there are different sections of the sweater, right? So you can see this is a section of the sweater, this is a section of it, this is a section, this is a section. And what I'm going to ask you guys to do is I'm going to be filming this and putting the different sections up as I'm going to knit them, show people how to knit them. Even if you're just curious about how all this comes together, you're going to get to see this project come together from start to finish. And people are going to get to help me pick out the colors. So I have a whole different color palette. I'll even show you guys the color palette that I have picked out for Adam's sweater. There it is on my coffee table from last night. All sorts of different colors that are going to go into this sweater. So I'm going to need help picking out which colors to use in which sections. And this is something we're going to be crowdsourcing. So please make sure you pay attention to the hashtag. I've got it actually right here in the post. Hashtag Adam's Dreamcoat. I'm going to be posting this on Instagram, where you can follow me at Dr. Karlyn B. I'm going to be posting it. Yeah, I'm going to be doing it on Twitter. I'll probably be posting it on Parler. I'll be posting it in my locals. So if you guys want to help me create a sweater for Adam Krigler, everyone's going to have a chance to get involved. Even if you don't knit, that's totally okay. Now, if I have any crafters in the audience, I do want to tell you about a group I just created on Ravelry, which will also be where I'll be talking about it. I've just created a group on the infamous website that banned all support for Donald Trump, Ravelry, because I think that we need to walk towards the fire, to quote Andrew Breitbart. And so I created this group just this morning called Crafting Rebels. We already have 90 members in it. This is for dissidents or wrong thinkers on Ravelry. Now I'll be documenting the creation of Adam's sweater there. But if you are a crafter and you want to join in, you can be like knitter, crocheter. I'm even letting crocheters into the group. That's going to be going on there. So I just wanted to take a few seconds just to tell you guys about it. That again is on Ravelry right now. It's called Crafting Rebels. Excuse me. You can find the link on my Twitter, on my Instagram. If you're in locals, I linked it from there. So I hope if you're interested in this sort of stuff, I hope you'll end up joining, because a lot of people left Ravelry after they banned support for Trump. I think that's the wrong answer. I think that is exactly the wrong answer. And I think that this is part of the problem, guys. This is part of the problem where conservatives or people on the right take their toys and they go home. And that is not the answer. That's not going to change anything. And I understand setting up things that are more friendly for conservatives. I really, really do. I'm on Parler. I'm on Parler, I'm on Gab, I'm on all those different things. I totally get it. But at the same time, I don't think that it is the best idea in the world for us to continue to run away from the other platforms. Like, I'm still on Twitter, man. I hate Twitter. I hate it with a passion of 1,000 flipping suns. But I'm still on it. Let's see. Noni, thank you for the super sticker. Fran says, is there something wrong with people who crochet? I just give crocheters a hard time, Fran. I don't really care if you crochet because I am a knitter. I don't know how to crochet. That stuff doesn't make sense to me at all. So again, this is going to be a nice little crowdsourced project that we're going to do, or I'm going to do it together. If you're a knitter and you want to knit this, this is a perfect time to do it. If you're afraid of some of the techniques in this particular project, again, I'm going to be posting videos of me actually knitting it. So I'm going to show you the different techniques. So, and again, this is just something that's fun. That's not a news related thing that I'm really excited about. If you are a beginning knitter, this is probably not the project for you, to be honest, because there are some advanced techniques in there. But I will help you learn it. Knitting is not rocket science. It just takes practice. All right, folks. If anyone has any questions, we can do a little quick ask me anything. I'm paying attention to the chat, so you don't necessarily need to super chat that in. But I am paying attention. Usually you just need to super chat because I'm not paying attention. And I'll just hang out here a couple more minutes. And just see what's what. Or you guys could just go. Whatever. Oh, graphically, Alex said Karlyn inspired me to start knitting. Haha, been knitting a few weeks now. Good. Knitting is awesome, guys. I was knitting actually while Mikey and I were talking. Woo, look at this. This is the Rockefeller shawl from Stephen West. And let's see, I'm just organizing my yarn. So you can see maybe. Oh, that's the main body of it right there. And then I'm working on one of the sides right now. So I was knitting while we were chatting, and now all my yarn has fallen on the floor. But knitting is awesome. Knitting is a good stress reliever, and you get to play with yarn, and I really appreciate that. Oh, good. Joining my Ravelry now. Again, I really want to get up to 100 members by the end of the day. That's my goal. I have 90 members, right? 91 members right now. So we need 9 more members to get up to 100 members by the end of the day. I think it's a good group. People are introducing themselves. I'm really excited about doing this. I think, like, with all the chaos that's been going on, this is like the first thing I feel excited about for a minute, to be really honest. But let's see. Mom E, so that's not the one I wanted. Mom E says, I had 100%. Wow, that's a lot. 11% stout last night. It made me tipsy less than halfway through. The stouts will do it, man. The stouts will do it. Rebecca says, can I still join? I make joy. Yeah, of course, you're of course welcome to join. Of course, like, Ravelry is primarily a knitting site and crochet site. So, I mean, you might not have many people making jewelry, but honestly, like, I've made jewelry in the past, and actually I used to make like pearl jewelry. I still have a whole bunch of supplies for it if I ever want to get back into it. But I used to make pearl jewelry, and I would actually knit the wire. I would knit the wire, knit the pearls into the wires. So maybe you can, combine the two. Thank you. Love the colors you showed yesterday. How beautiful the end product will be. I think it's going to be really good. We're going to get a lot of Technicolor in there, but Adam also picked out some moody colors. People have asked for the Ravelry link here. I'll put the Ravelry link right in the chat. Make it real easy. There you go. You can find us on there. All right. I hope, I guess that's kind of it. I see people kind of dropping out of the chat now that Mikey's gone. I know Mikey's really the most interesting part, but I just wanted to take a minute to talk about the new Ravelry group. So I'll find you on there. Listen, guys, if you enjoy my work, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help me out. YouTube is making it very difficult for the channel to grow. So it is what it is. I just got to work with it. But I'm really grateful for all of you for hanging out. So I hope if you enjoyed this, you'll subscribe. Again, I am going to start doing happy hour Fridays a lot more regularly in the new year. I'm not going to do it for the next 2 weeks because like Christmas and New Year's right on top of each other. So it doesn't really make sense. But after the new year, I will be doing happy hour Fridays. I'll be getting guests on just to have casual conversation about whatever topics. It's really unstructured. So please follow along. And of course, I do daily content around news, politics, culture, all sorts of good things. So please, if you don't see notifications, if I don't show up in your subscriptions, I still am posting, but YouTube's going to be YouTube. So I can't really do much about it. Make sure you're checking back. Make sure you're double checking to make sure you're subscribed. And if you really want to help me out, you'll want to join my Locals, which is my primary backup site for YouTube is Locals. I am on Library. I'm kind of on Rumble. Rumble has been like, I'm not impressed with Rumble so far, just so everyone knows. Like, I'm uploading there, but they're not monetizing any of my video. I have pending monetization on like all of my videos except for one, which I've only earned like 28 cents off of. And it's kind of a pain in the ass to upload, and they reject some of my uploads. Sometimes I can't even upload. So, but I am trying. I'm on Minds, I'm on Gab, I'm on Parler, but Locals is really my primary backup to YouTube, and you can always get all of my videos ad-free on Locals if you want. That's kb.locals.com. Information's down there somewhere. Grady has, thank you, Puma. I didn't mean to click on you, but I'll thank you for that. Grady says, okay, Karlyn, I have a question for you. You've seen the article floating around that Trump's speaking to aliens in the Galactic Federation. I don't, I'll tell you this. If Trump has been speaking to aliens and he does not declassify that stuff before he leaves office, whenever that might be, I will be grossly disappointed in him, and I will consider his entire presidency a failure. No, I don't think Trump has been speaking to aliens. I don't think Trump would be able to keep that a secret if he was speaking to aliens. And I think that Trump should declassify everything alien related before he leaves office, and I think that'd be fabulous. I also think he should pardon Edward Snowden, probably Julian Assange too. I mean, again, I have like mixed feelings about Julian Assange. People don't like to hear that, but I really do. But I mean, whatever. I think that by and large, what he's done is a net positive. So I think he should pardon both of them. I think that'd be pretty great. All right, guys, I'm starting to lose my voice, so I'm gonna bounce, but I hope you all have a great weekend. If you are celebrating Christmas next week, I hope you have a great Christmas. And I hope if you celebrated Hanukkah, I hope you had a great Hanukkah too. But I will be keep doing videos every day next week, so again, make sure you check back. I do try to keep topics really timely, so usually there'll be something that's interesting. Juliet says, when am I in Nebraska? I don't have any plans to go to Nebraska right now, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe at some point. All right, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you soon.